First item on the agenda is our minutes from the last meeting. Here's second. Any questions, comments, corrections? A motion to approve them. And that's already taken care of, so we've got a vote. Those approving? Aye. Any opposed? No. Thank you.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and committee members. We have 3 items for your consideration today. The first item, number A, is a project that we have already completed. We like to declare a project which is MP0421, that's Oklahoma River Bricktown Canal Connection, which we call it Zone G, which connects north to the southern terminus of the Bricktown Canal. We completed this project by finally accepting it on April 1st, 2014, and the funding from the 2000 GEO-bond, parks proposition, and other sources were used to complete the project. And you see some of the photos of the features by the canal, some of the trails and the pond and also the fountain. So we like to declare the project complete and surplus the funds that were sold in 2016. This project is actually a 2007 GEO-bond park proposition, Section F, which is as the description reads, Bricktown Canal extension. Any questions I can accommodate? The project funding to complete the project was the surplus 2000 GEO-bond parks plus some other funding such as capital improvement fund. This project is in 2007, but the city wished to build this project earlier. We hadn't sold the money for it, so there were available surplus money from the 2000. So exactly. So now we surplus the 2000 to build it. We like to surplus the money to do other projects with it.
So the money that is not used, and that's how, and I know where I got it, that's how the next item is funded.
Yes, the $3 million that was in this project. Yes, there's actually 2 other items that I'm going to discuss after this that we will actually use the $3 million. Yes.
When a project listed project, like an estate, are those monies that are required to stay within parks?
Yes. Yeah, you can only spend the proposition money within the proposition. So you cannot move, say, parks money to a street proposition. All right, item 3B, again, this is, since we are declaring $3 million as a surplus, we like to allocate $2 million of it to a new project. And basically, this is for the Southern Oaks Park, which is at 400 Southwest 66th Street, or basically it becomes a South Hudson. that we like to do a joint project with the Oklahoma City County Health Department and also Oklahoma City Public Schools. We have a rendering of the overall ultimate of the park, how it would look like with all the improvements that the city and county health and Oklahoma City Public School will do. On the top, you see the existing, where the Hudson is basically dead-ended as a cul-de-sac. The project that we like to do, a $2 million project, is to extend that street from the cul-de-sac, as you see in the bottom, and then connect it to Walker, which is South Walker, which is just to the west side of that. So there'll be increased traffic, so we like to make that connection and make that a through street through there and connect it to Walker. As you see, there's a creek crossing there, so there'll be a bridge that will be built over the creek there. So it's part of the roadway extension. Also, there is a parking lot, as you see, to just northwest of the cul-de-sac is basically a gravel parking lot, and we will be doing paving that parking lot as part of this project. Ultimately, the Oklahoma City Public School likes to do some future bonds in order to expand the building for Parmelli Elementary School to make a gymnasium. So that would be a future funding that the public school need to come up with. And you see that blue building there with OKCPS on there. Also, the county health department is building they have the funding to build the building that you see just to the south of the OKCPS building. We also have some other listed projects in the park in the 2007 bond that will be used in the future for some of the amenities you see being added and shown in the park itself. Just to give you an idea, you see some of the information listed what this is going to be. The existing park is about 310,000 square feet, and the length of the extension we are doing is about 960 feet, extending the Hudson to the Walker, and also the width of the bridge we're building is about 70 feet. Again, the estimated cost, this is the $2 million, but it may be less than that. But again, any monies left over will be used in the park itself.
Are these existing pictures of the park now that we're seeing?
These are, I believe, the existing features in the park, yes.
I just want to make a comment, not a question. South Oklahoma City now has some of the worst health outcomes than anywhere else in the city. And I just think it's really exciting to see some of these partnerships that have developed around health and wellness issues. The City County Health Department will be serving the community with the demographic of all ages, and with a really strong partner from Oklahoma City Public Schools. A similar effort is just not far away over on 44th and Western with the second MAPS-funded Senior Health and Wellness Center. Of course, will be primarily geared towards seniors. And I really like to see, I think it's really cool how the Oklahoma City Public Schools is making efforts to kind of develop these partnerships. I think it obviously will benefit South Oklahoma City tremendously. I think it's just a really great project.
Yes.
Move we approve.
Second? Thank you. Those
I guess I have one more question, I'm sorry. 2 million, this is all, the city's 2 million. The other part is not in this, so we don't have a breakdown of, that 2 million seems like a lot of money just in an already existing park, just to do some improvements. How much?
Well, since we are extending the street, that's a new construction for a pavement that will extend about 1,000 feet to the Walker Avenue, as you see there, and also paving the parking lot there.
So mostly it's the parking and that parking's going to also be for the health clinic and the school, or just for the park area?
This will be just our contributions for the extending the street and parking and building the bridge, as I mentioned.
Okay.
Other amenities, basically, there's joint venture with the county health and public school.
For their buildings only, though?
Yes.
We're doing everything.
Right.
The health, obviously the health and the schools are ours too, but, okay.
Now, again, we have some funds into the walks and paths. We got some for paving and parking that could be contributed to some of the amenities you see here. But again, it will not be sufficient for all the items that you saw in the rendering. So it has to be provided by county health, by public school, and possibly private donations. Dennis may be able to, or Mike.
Good afternoon. I'm Mike Smith with the Parks Department. I'm the business manager. So essentially, the City County Health is building the building all by themselves there. That's an $8 million building, roughly, that they're building. So they're doing it at themselves. The public schools are hoping to identify a future bond project for a gymnasium to put that together. What we're doing here with this $2 million is extending the roadway, but also putting a bridge over the creek. And so it's going to take quite a bit of money to do that. The additional piece we're doing is resurfacing the parking lot there at this center that we currently have, because we need to look at about a 10-year patch for that, because the hopes are that once we get with the city, county health, and the schools, we can make, essentially, we can all live in that one combined building there that's built there. But right now, we're still working to finalize that. Can we have the gymnasium? Is it going to get built by the school district and stuff?
What's the closest county health department to this area now, do you know?
I don't know of one that's very close down.
Mike, do you know?
There's nothing.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Can we just try to maybe do a little more, add a little more detail in our memo here? Because all I see is that we're using this $2 million to resurface a parking lot. There's nothing in the memo that I'm seeing, unless I'm missing it, about building a bridge and extending a street. So, when I approve these legally, I'm reading these memos and approving, making legal determinations. It'd be nice to have all that information put in the memo. Unless I'm missing it somewhere, Ahmad, and I could be.
Well, extension of the road is in the memo. In the background.
It is, okay.
Essentially, this will be used in the existing park to resurface the parking lot at Southern Oaks Recreation Center and to extend South Hudson Avenue back to South Walker Avenue adjacent to Southern Oaks Library to allow for the increased traffic expected at the new health campus.
You're reading from that background
The
paragraph.
background section, the very
on
last
that first
sentence.
page of that.
First page, very last sentence there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. we'll get a copy for you in case, just to be safe.
Yes, I believe so. That's Parks property.
Okay. We had a motion and a second. All those approving, aye. Any opposed? Thank you.
Okay, the last item, again, the remaining $1 million, we like to allocate the funds to a project that is in the vicinity of the Bricktown Canal overall. Basically, in 2014, there was a study done on the ADA compliance for the overall Bricktown Canal area, and there were improvements recommended to make the cross slopes, the sidewalks, walking surfaces compliant with the ADA policy. So there have been areas identified that we like to bring to compliance and also improve the lighting for safety issues, and also do some landscaping in the area of the canal. And you see the boundary of the area that we are showing on the photo there. And again, all these improvements are within the bond language for Section F. So those are going to be in line with what we are allowed to do. Any questions?
Okay. Motion to approve, second. Do I hear a second? Thank you, Linda. All those approving, aye. Aye. Any opposed, same. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any other of that part? We don't have anything else coming up here? No? Okay. Any new business? Oh, you're doing that one, okay. That's, yes, sorry.
It's okay. I'm just going to go over the bond executive summary. Currently, to date, for the month of July, we had $6.4 million contract awards in July. That is current to date for the fiscal year FY17. Expected to be awarded in August is $1.6 million with an advertising outlook of about $9.4 million over the next August, September, and October, for a total of $11 million coming up in the next couple of months. We dropped off the 2013 year monitoring because it did reach the 85%, so we brought on the 2016 sale to continue monitoring that, and it's there at the bottom at 2%, and we'll continue monitoring these to get to the 85% as we go along. And the next is just our, this is the estimation provided by Public Works that our target of where they plan to reach throughout the year for a goal of $70 million for the FY17 year, and we're currently starting out at the beginning. There's no expenditures to date, simply because we're in the first month of the fiscal year, and we're still have the the period open for FY16 currently, and so there's a little lagway in posting expenditures to FY17 currently. And then the following item is your FY16 GEO bond fund balance. And again, it's starting out, but it kind of shows the anticipation for the targets on the upcoming. Any questions right now?
Thank you. Any items from committee members? Any citizens to be heard? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? Second. Thank you. Those approving, aye? Any opposed? Thank you. You've got my signature on file.